Hi, tonight we talk about a kid who was named after an internet function, the most delicious smelling perfume on earth, and a hotel shaped like a certain part of the human body. Stay tuned and find out which part. Welcome to Common Sense. I am Mike the Angry Cracker. My co-host is on vacation, and it's happened again. There's been another shooting at a school. But never mind that shit. I want to talk about a hotel that is shaped like the human colon, complete with a giant asshole. I'm not making this up. It's called Cazanus, and it's located in some sculpture park in Belgium, surrounded by nature as well as other forms of art. Who knew that Orson Welles was an organ donor? It costs roughly $150 a night, and you got to be a piece of shit if you want to spend the night in the damn thing. It was originally intended as a gift for Jerry Sandusky, but he turned it down because it was too big. You know, Jerry Sandusky likes some little tiny ones. The owner of the hotel says that he loves being able to say that people pay money to sleep in my ass. Guys, imagine if you bring a girl out there and things start getting kind of hot and heavy between you, and then she tells you, I want you to do me in the hotel. Oh, okay, all right. I got one more. Guys, if you bring your girl out there, you can finally live out your fantasy of having two pieces of ass at the same time. Could this ever be a popular honeymoon destination for gay newlyweds? It kind of reminds me of my own ass in a way, because my backyard has never been mowed either. What a dump. All right, a couple of stupid people decided it would be a great idea to have a child and name it Hashtag. Yes, little baby Hashtag Jameson. Now, this is a prime example of people who don't put their children on the top of the priority list. So as a result, this child will spend its life getting bullied at school, probably get into drugs, might even make a suicide attempt or two. Who knows? Can't someone call Child Protective Services, like in a third-party standpoint, to step in and help this kid, even if you're not related and you don't know these people at all? I mean, you'd have to hope that the kid's going to grow up smart enough to change her name to something normal and treat her parents like shit for the rest of their lives. But based on the intelligence of mommy and daddy, I don't think that it's genetically possible. So, good luck, Hashtag. If you are having problems getting a date with a fat person, here's the perfect stocking stuffer for you. Pizza Hut is releasing its own perfume, and supposedly it smells just like walking into a Pizza Hut restaurant. Think of the little bonuses you get along the way. Your big fat date's big fat family will love you immediately. When you visit the big fat person's house for the first time, the dogs are going to love you. And if things start going down the toilet, just use a different scent. That way it'll be a whole lot easier to break up with them. You know, something's changed about you, and I don't know what it is. Whatever the case, you can get rid of them easily. That's the end of that. Oh. All right, I guess I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. There was a shooting at a school. You know about it. All you got to do is turn on the TV and you find out every detail. Or look at your Facebook. It's all over Facebook. You can't get away from it. But here's the thing. I'm not going to talk about the killer. I'm not going to talk about the victims. Everybody now wants to try and find out how to prevent this from happening in the future. You want to do away with this. Let's look at the most popular ways people are talking about getting rid of this on Facebook. And first and foremost, it's not the most popular result, but Mike Fuckabee seems to think that the reason this happened is because God didn't show up for class that day. He's blaming God. I have nothing to say about it. I mean, this obviously proves that Mike Huckabee knows nothing about mental illness. You can't preach God to a kid who's mentally ill, or an adult, or anybody. Mental illness is a major deal, and that's something you need to go read a science book on, Mr. Fuckabee. And I call you Fuckabee because I believe that you're so angry because your dick is so small that you could fuck a bee. And all right, next thing, the most popular thing up there is everybody wants to ban guns. Okay, let's ban guns from every household. Let's take away the Second Amendment. Great idea. The honest person will oblige, no problem. But then you got all the people that are going to get the guns illegally. It's just like drugs. There's lots of drugs out there that's illegal, you know, crack, heroin, cocaine, marijuana, you name it. But people do it anyway. In fact, it's a multi-million-dollar black market industry. They're going to get guns anyway, no matter what you do. And when you're sitting there by yourself with no guns and someone comes and robs your house in the middle of the night to try and steal your Christmas presents, you've got no defense. So now there's a guy walking into your house who's raping your wife and slitting the throats of your children, and you're going to sit there and look at him because you can't do anything about it. They've got you at gunpoint. You have no defense. So that is another bad idea. Now you want to talk about mentally ill. You can't predict mental illness behavior. You can't predict when these things are going to happen. If we could, maybe it wouldn't happen, but we can't, and this is the obvious result. So what do? Lock them all into internment camps and start offing them Hitler style? Of course not. You can't do any of that. So there's no fix for the mentally ill people. So let's move on. You want to raise security systems in all the schools. Okay, great. That's a great idea. It's a good start, but think about this. It's very, very expensive because, I mean, you got to go as far as putting metal detectors in every door of every building in every school across the country. Then you got to have some security people to sit there and watch all the doors and check everybody in. You got to have a whole team of cameras and people at the big camera room with all the TVs. You got to have people in there watching that, and you got to have armed security guards in case someone does breach the security measures. It's very, very expensive. I think that only the top 2% of the schools in the country can afford security systems like that. The rest of us are fucked. It's hard enough out there with most of the school systems out there having a hard enough time paying their teachers enough money to keep from going strike. You think they can afford security systems? It's going to cost more in security systems than it is to educate the fucking kids that you're trying to protect. So throw that theory out the fucking window. And the last thing that I keep seeing is that people want to give the guns to the teachers. It's a decent idea. It's a novel approach. But here's another problem. Teachers are human beings too. They could be mentally ill as well. You can't predict the things that go wrong with teachers. I mean, look at all the times you find teachers are sexually assaulting their children. You know, Sandusky's and whoever else. That's the only one I remember at the time. But you never know when a teacher might lose his or her mind on a student and just pull out a gun and blow their head off right there in the middle of class. So it's only going to take 5,000 or 10,000 times before that happens, and then they're going to take all the guns away from the teachers. So, bad idea. So you think of something. That's all I got. There's no way to stop this. Think about it. Enjoy the show. I hope you hit the like button and tell your friends about me and all that other good shit. See you next time.